Tamo hoik no pere. Oi kalauni. Tamo tangata iki presteni. Se mis fonua kama hata glot. Tap ke poate pure mo kau ngawe e Tonga Cable Limited. Tap ki he hamata pure mo hata fonua. O veu fatap ki he fafonga World Bank kama ATP. Vei fatapu ke kau whakaaf ko toa pē mai kakai o whanua. Ko e aha whakahistoria eni ki tongani i he marae o e whetūtaki. O whakailonga i he ahoni. Ai kamata ai ngā aue ki hono whakahoko. Mai ki tongani ai teknolosia whakamui mui taha. Mo e whakaono pōn taha. O e whetūtaki. Ai taki kei polo. Whakatoka ki kristahi. Mo lolo whanua, aia e waweange ai whetūtaki, lahi mo mālohi ange i he iwi whakareti o, mo e interneti, o makehe ange ia me he ngahi whetūtaki whakasete laite ko tauanga maheni ki ai. Hange ko ia ku mō mea ai, na e kamata ngā ue i tongani ai whetūtaki whakasete laite i he tahahiwa whitu walu, o whakahoko i he kautaha Cable and Wireless Limited. Ka kua fu mamafa fok mohona ngahi totongi, he ngahi ahoni. I he ngawe mahu inga au kamata i he ahoni, e toe mama ange ai ngahi totongi, whakawhetūtaki. Pea e toe tokoni lahi, mo pou maalohi ki he ngahi langa whakalakalaka, whakaekonomika mo whakasosiare. Pea pehe, e toe le rei ange, ai whakahoko whatongia, ai ngahi, potu ngāwe ai pure anga, siasi, business, mo e kakai hono kotoa o e whanua i he wheitu pe, pe ha whahinga taimi pe. Na e whaki ai laiseni ai TCL i Okatopa, o e tau kua osi, o ne hoko, ai ko e fuafua kautaha submarine cable a Tonga, pia tolu aki ia, ai kautaha whetūtaki i tongani, o ku kau whakataha, mo e TCC, pia pehe ki he TTCL. Ka koe TCL, koe laiseni wholesale pe, pea e ata, ke whakahoko, kiha ngahi kautaha, ngāwe whaka-internet, pe internet service providers, kua osi, mau laiseni, me he potu ngāwe ki he ngahi, whakamatala, mo e whetūtaki. O tau whakatawange, pe e hoko, ai ngāwe, maonga ongani, ko e pouturiki, o ha epok fo o e whetūtaki i tongani. Mo pou mālohi ke teke, ai langa whakalakalaka whakaekonomika, pea mo e whakatahatahai, mai ki tau tolu ai kāinga tonga kotoa pe, pe ko whepe tapa i mamani, o tau i ai, ke tau kaunga i nasi kotoa pe, he ngahi monu, mo le rei hono ngawe aki, o e ngahi mea ngawe whetūtaki whakaono pōni ko e ni. To His Majesty King George V and the royal family, nobles of the realm, ministers of crown, residents Semis Whanua and church leaders, interim chairman, CEO and staff of TCL, the representative from the World Bank and ATP, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is a historical day for Tonga in the field of telecommunications and information and communication technologies, ICT. Today marks the beginning of the construction of the first ever submarine cable system for Tonga after 55 years relying solely on satellite connections. This is an opportunity never to be missed, providing an answer to a number of constraints facing the development of Tonga over the years. Tonga's relative isolation and other constraints to economic development may be mitigated in part by improved access to and more affordable telecommunications, especially high-speed broadband internet, which has become essential for the function of modern economies worldwide. Broadband internet offers new economic opportunities domestically, as well as connection to larger markets and new avenues for delivery of services nationally and internationally. The principal constraint to further telecommunications development, including new private investment and market entry, has been identified by all stakeholders as the limited capacity and high cost of international bandwidth. This is due to Tonga's dependence on satellite connectivity, which is inadequate to meet growing demand for bandwidth and also very costly by international standards. Total demand for bandwidth is projected to increase from the current level of about 22 megabits up to 1.2 gigabits by 2032, driven primarily by increased demand for fixed and mobile broadband. The government and telecommunication industry in Tonga have considered several options to improve access and reduce the cost of international connectivity. The preferred option is to invest in a new submarine fiber optic cable to the Southern Cross Cable Network landing station in Fiji. This will not only increase the available bandwidth for Tonga, but also reduce international bandwidth costs by at least 60%. The submarine cable system is expected to provide substantially higher capacity than through existing satellite links and reduce international bandwidth costs from their present level of about 30,500 per megabits per month to 350 to 400 per megabits per month, that is US currency, and possibly lower. I take this opportunity to thank the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, AusAid, and New Zealand Aid through the Pacific Regional Infrastructure Facility, PRIF, for providing a grant to fund 80% of these projects, as well as the Tonga Communication Corporation for providing the other 20% as investments. This Tonga-Fiji connectivity project is the first phase of the Pacific Regional Connectivity Program organized by the World Bank and the ADB for a number of Pacific Island countries. Specifically, these projects aim to improve the enabling environment for telecommunications and ICT in Tonga, including greater competition and increased access to infrastructure and services by reducing the cost of international connectivity and strengthening the telecommunication regulatory framework. The expected sector-specific outcomes include increased volume of international, regional, and national traffic, and decrease in the average price of international, regional, and national communication. I'm fully convinced that the work we are laying today is the cornerstone of developing a new era of communication in Tonga to support our economic and social development and allowing us, the Tongans, to communicate wherever we are around the world. Today, we can jointly realize and share the benefits of telecommunication and ICT in this information age. Malo apito, tuafat.